Well, first off, tell me a little bit about your new song, Still As Me.
Scared as me for me is kind of like the start of a new chapter because I really wanted to make a song that represents where I'm from musically and stylistically and kind of like reminiscent of the bands that I grew up on, like um, bands from the 80s, but also like newer bands like The Killers or the 1975. And so stylistically, I wanted to create something that was reminiscent of these kinds of bands. And yeah, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And, I'm very happy it's finally out. Yeah.
So what about this new chapter can we be looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I changed some things concerning the whole approach, I'd say, and I'm doing a lot more by myself now, which feels different, but in a good way because um, I have more control over everything, and it's nice to always know what's going on, and it can be stressful at times, but I'd say overall it's a good experience. Yeah.
Awesome. Last year you released your EP, Fever Dream.
Yeah.
How was it like making that EP?
That was quite the whirlwind for me because it's been quite a long, complicated process because some of these songs I released with a label and some of these songs were released by myself. And so it's been a long process for me that was very um, yeah, very, how do I say, it was very interesting, and I learned a lot during that time because yeah, just learned a lot about the music industry and how all these things work and where I want to go musically. And so yeah,
How did you get started in music?
I actually started playing the guitar when I was like 8 or 9. That was the beginning for me, and I always liked indie rock band.
What are some of your favorite indie rock bands?
I'd say my all-time favorite band is The Cure.
So I read that you came from a band background and that you love having a band when you perform live. Why is that so important to you?
I grew up playing in bands and spent most of the time in rehearsal rooms, just covering songs or trying to write songs, and um, that's like where I'm from musically. And so starting this solo thing, it was very important for me to always have a band with me live because I want the songs to still feel like a band experience, and I feel like doing that with a backing track or like only playing acoustic versions live, um, that wouldn't really do the songs justice. So it's very important for me to always have a band with me live, and I have a great band with me.
How do you think the German music scene compares to other music scenes such as Los Angeles, London, Nashville, Sydney?
I'd say the German scene is quite different because there's a lot of indie music, but most of the indie music over here is actually in German. So English indie rock or indie pop is not that common, I'd say. And so especially in Munich where I'm from, I don't really feel like there's a big scene. And so um, that's kind of hard sometimes because I feel like if there's a scene and if there's like a movement going on, you can help each other out and play on each other's shows, and I think it's easier to start something. Whereas here it's kind of yeah, I don't know, a little less common. Yeah.
Okay. What made you decide to go and do the English music scene versus the German?
Um, I kind of always listen to English bands, and mostly from the UK, but also American bands, and um, that was kind of the only option for me because it's always been the only type of music that I listen to, and so that was the only type of music that I wanted to create, and so um, yeah, that was already a decision being made very early on. Yeah.
Okay. Is there an artist you would love to collaborate with one day?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, but one I really love is Del Water Gap. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just saw him
really.
playing now horn in the
Oh,
States. Yeah.
yeah. Did you like his show?
Yeah, it was really good.
Great. Yeah, I love his music, and I stumbled across his music like not that long ago. Actually, I'm pretty late to the Del Water Gap party, but um, when I first listened to his songs, I immediately fell in love, and yeah, I love his stuff, and I think he's just an amazing artist, and so yeah, I'd love to collaborate with him.
I
That's
read in your bio that you make music for 80s coming of age movies.
yeah.
What is your favorite 80s movie?
That's a hard question. That's a very hard question. Um, I like a lot of the John Hughes movies.
Yeah.
I think he's great, and he really kind of captures that vibe very well, and so yeah, I like a lot of his work. Yeah.
And lastly, my final question is, do you have a recommendation? This can be absolutely anything. Advice, a place to go, a movie, song, anything you want it to be.
So there's this album that I listened to growing up, and it's been on repeat in the car like every day, and it's part of my musical DNA, I'd say. And I think more people should know about the album, and it's called "Find Fascination" by a band called Red Light Company,
Oh,
and it's just an amazing indie rock album, and it's just yeah, it shaped the way that I write music, the way that I listen to music, and I'm a huge fan of that album, and I still listen to it every day, and it still feels fresh, and so yeah, I think that's my recommendation.